It's uplifting, enlightening, truly powerful. Welcome to Soul Series.
When I felt my spirit surrender, I said goodbye to my life, and my mind was now suspended between two very opposite planes of reality. Stimulation coming in through my sensory systems felt like pure pain. Light burned my brain like wildfire, and sounds were so loud and chaotic that I could not pick a voice out from the background noise, and I just wanted to escape. Because I could not identify the position of my body in space, I felt enormous and expansive, like a genie just liberated from her bottle. And my spirit soared free like a great whale gliding through a sea of silent euphoria. Nirvana. I found nirvana. And I remember thinking there's no way I would ever be able to squeeze the enormousness of myself back inside this tiny little body. But then I realized, but I'm still alive. I'm still alive, and I have found nirvana. And if I have found nirvana and I'm still alive, then everyone who is alive can find nirvana. And I pictured a world filled with beautiful, peaceful, compassionate, loving people who knew that they could come to this space at any time and that they could purposely choose to step to the right of their left hemispheres and find this peace. And then I realized what a tremendous gift this experience could be. What a stroke of insight this could be to how we live our lives. And it motivated me to recover.
That's Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor, and that is the clip from the TED conference that's been traveling around the internet. Perhaps maybe somebody's already sent it to you if you hadn't seen it already. Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor had a massive stroke in 1996 in the left hemisphere of her brain. She remained conscious the entire time and was aware of what was happening. Later wrote a book called My Stroke of Insight. And last we were talking about when your mother arrived and instinctively knew that this is no longer my Harvard brain scientist doctor daughter, but this is my baby girl. And makes me just cry. I climbed into bed with you, pulled back the sheets and climbed into bed with you the moment she saw you. And then the road to recovery started. And she also knew sort of instinctively, I guess, or did the doctor speak to her and tell her never ask yes and no questions, only multiple choice questions?
She learned very quickly. She'd been a math professor her whole life, so she was used to teaching, and she just paid attention. She paid very clear attention that if she asked me yes no questions, I didn't care. I'd yes or no. I didn't know what a yes or no was, and I had no idea what she was asking, and why would I want to make that effort to try to figure it out if I could just, like, yes or no her?
One of the things you had said, because the stroke was in the left hemisphere of the brain, the right hemisphere of the brain, which understands, you know, perception and insight and all of that, you only would participate with people or engage with people who you felt had your best interest. And if they didn't have your best interest, then you would shut down and not participate.
Yes.
So I think that's often maybe what's happening, you know, like a lot of people talk about, you know, working with people with disabilities and how angry they become or how whatever. I think that there's a level of them sensing why you're really here. Or that you really don't mean me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was totally,
you don't mean good by me.
aware. And if I'm just the next thing on your busy schedule, why did you bother?
Yeah. And you could tell that immediately.
I could sense that immediately. Just general interest. You know, people who are interested in care, they look you in the eye and they tend to you. They speak with you. They're gentle with you. They're kind. They're compassionate.
I think the word that you used is they respect you.
And they respect you.
You sense even when you can't speak, you don't have the language for it. And that's whether you are a baby, an invalid or a dog,
Right.
you sense when people mean you well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you shared with us before is that I'm in here.
That's right.
I'm in here.
Yeah.
I'm in here. How long were you in the hospital before you were released to the care of your mother, Gigi?
I was in the hospital for 5 days. So I was there for the first 2 days before she came, and she came on day 3, and then I was there in the hospital for 2 more days. And then they had her take me home. And I had 2.5 weeks to get ready for surgery, for major surgery.
So going home, you didn't know what a home was?
No.
You didn't know who you were?
No, I didn't. All I knew was I was getting in a car in downtown Boston.
With somebody named Gigi?
With somebody named Gigi who really didn't know how to drive there. I was a little terrified. Yeah. Yeah, I was
So
going
when you went
home.
back to your home, home, were the things there familiar to you?
No, not in the beginning. Not in the beginning. I was just absolutely exhausted. I had no ability for input. I just wanted to sleep. I just wanted to sleep. And in the hospital, they don't really let you sleep. They wake you up routinely. They test your blood pressure, etc. They're giving you neurological exams. It's not a great place to heal. So when I got home, it was like I just wanted to go to bed and hibernate. I just needed to recover my mind.
Still no sense of identity. Still no,
Right,
I am Jill.
Oh, no.
I'm a doctor.
No.
I live in this place. I own these things. None of that.
Nothing.
Nothing like
Nothing.
that.
Just give me a waterbed and let me go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and leave me alone.
So ego was still dead.
Oh, I was gone. Oh, yeah. I was gone for a long time.
Gone for a long time.
It was gone. I sat in an absolutely silent mind for the 2.5 weeks before surgery, and then up to 2.5 weeks after surgery.
In a silent mind.
Silent. No brain chatter. No brain chatter telling me I am Jill Bolte Taylor, that I am a neuroanatomist, these are my credentials, all of that.
Or I need to do this, and this,
none
and this.
of that. Absolutely none.
Can
of
you
that.
describe again for us what that silent mind is like? Was it lonely in there?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was tranquil and peaceful, and I felt so whole and so enormous, and I would sit on my couch, and my mom would look at me, and I'd sit on my couch with this goofy grin on my face because I was alive. I was alive, and the colors and the environment, and it was stimulation, and it was fascinating, and I had these things, and even though nothing was functioning like it was supposed to, I was still alive.
And because there was no left brain functioning, no attachment to the ego, you didn't care what other people thought.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. No, not at all. Made no difference to me.
Made no difference.
No, made
That's
no
why
difference
you could
to me.
be. When...
That was their stuff. I was so clear. I mean, one of the most beautiful things about losing the left hemisphere was I was so clear on what I was. I was a miracle. I was a miracle. Now you might look at me and see me drooling and see me not able to sit up or to walk around and think, oh, judgment, oh, poor Jill, tragic, and that's your stuff, honey. I'm in here going, oh, wow, I'm just like alive. So I was experiencing euphoria. I was sitting around with this goofy grin on my face. I was a happy child. My mother would look at me and wonder, why are you so happy? She would say that to me. Why are you so happy?